You can now find sunken jewels and buried shipwreck on display from a recent ship found in the Bahamas. This ship sunk on January 4th, 1656 off the coast of the Bahamas, and people have been trying to find it since, and they've recently found it. It's spread out across the sea. They found wonderful jewels and wonderful artifacts, and something I found really interesting. You can go to the Bahamas and find it. These little bezoar stones, these stones that the Spanish soldiers would wear around their neck that they thought would give them special protective properties. They believed that by having these stones on their person that they would survive calamity. And yet now they're found hundreds of years later, buried under 20 feet of sand. Didn't work, did it? I bring that up because people are still buying the stone today. People are still buying magical crystals and magical healings and praying prayers and burning sage and all of these things that they think are going to keep them safe. And yet history has proven you're going to sink whether you have the stone on or not. If you're really looking for protection, if you're really looking for something to keep me safe, it's not stones, it's not crystals, it's not sage. It hasn't worked for centuries. Something greater. Psalm 91. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. A stone is not powerful enough. Sage is not powerful enough. Crystals are not powerful enough to keep you safe. Only God is. Only God puts us in His shelter. Only God wraps us up in His arms. Only God provides refuge for us. It doesn't mean our ships aren't going to sink. It doesn't mean that life isn't always going to go our way. It does mean that we're protected eternally. Those Spanish soldiers trusting those bezoar stones, they sunk, they died, and they went either to heaven or hell. The comfort of the Christian is finding eternal protection, much stronger than stone or sage, eternal refuge, eternal joy. That's really what we're here about. Everything else will be swept up in the dustbins of history, maybe to be found by some explorer hundreds of years from now, or maybe not. The world will just cover it up and eat it up. The comfort for us as Christians is to say of the Lord, He is my refuge and fortress. With Him, I am safe eternally, regardless of what happens to my body or my jewels, regardless if they're in a museum someday. With Him, I am safe forever.